Hello everyone and welcome to my nerdy little corner of the internet.
Guess who's back again?
Today I am giving a list of things Lorcana shouldn't do that I see in other TCG companies.
Don't do it!
I want to clarify that I do not hate these other TCG companies or looking down upon them. I just see some decisions that were made that had unintended consequences that I don't want to see Lorcana do.
Oh no, it can't be! Is that the consequences of my actions?
First thing is printing way too many versions of the same card or product.
Hate your hair, not likely. Yikes, 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 and let me guess, you have a great personality.
I'm kind of cheating with this one because I'm clumping together several things. I don't want to see Lorcana making 3 different prints of the same card in the same set and putting them all in different products. I don't want Lorcana to have a first edition and an unlimited edition. While an upside to these kind of things is that there's a distinction between the products for hardcore collectors and hardcore players, the majority of the player base is a combination of the two, and one of these products is going to be favored over the other. I also don't want to see unique cards behind some sort of prize wall. So, for example, the only way to get a Prince Charming card is to win a local tournament or a regional tournament of some way, shape, or form. That is not a good way to create unique cards that are chased after. Another version of this is having buy a box promos that are not in the set themselves, and it turns out that that card is the most powerful card in the quote-unquote set.
I'm looking at you.
Nexus of Fate.
And so then everyone is spending about $100 for a set of 4 of this card that are purposely underprinted. The second thing I want Lorcana to avoid is not putting emphasis on quality printing. There are some trading card games that print so many cards that they decide not to worry about the quality, and this leads to misprints and cheaper cards, foils that curl right after they open the pack, and other just things that make the cards less valuable and less appealing to the player base. I would much rather have 4 well-printed, well-designed sets than 20 poorly printed and designed products. The third thing Lorcana shouldn't do is ignore the player base.
Because, are you ignoring me right now?
It's very important to have a finger on the pulse of your community. If you say, hear about the player base complaining about how there's too many products in a given year, then you listen and you dial back the number of products next year. Players are able to be patient with a company that makes it clear that the game is more important than the profit. And if you put a focus on the game, then you are going to make profit. Fourth thing that Lorcana should avoid is power creep.
He's only getting stronger.
I understand power creep. I get it. You need to print your new cards to be more powerful than your previous cards. That way, the player base will buy these new cards. I really get it. But Ravensburger and Lorcana are in a very special situation where they don't necessarily have to do this. Their IP gives them the freedom to not power creep, as fans of specific characters are going to buy those cards, and Disney collectors are going to buy those cards regardless of how powerful they are. And since you're not doing power creep, it allows players to keep their favorite decks throughout the entirety of the card game, as long as it's out. And I think that's a very healthy way to have a card game and a card atmosphere. Yes, you can have multiple formats and you can have a rotating format, but when there's power creep, it inevitably leads to players leaving. But that's all I have for today. Let me know other things that you do not want to see in Lorcana. that you see in other games. And I hope I'll see you next time. See ya.